Hello everybody, I am Baltmatrix, and it's prime time. This is Transformers 1 Studio Series Optimus Prime / Orion Pax from the new Transformers 1 movie. I have to give Hasbro credit and Paramount as well. I love this design. I think this new Prime look is absolutely fantastic. And that head sculpt is really good, except the weird line down the center of the faceplate. Don't care for that. The figure comes with a couple of accessories, the first of which is a Matrix. It's the same stinking Matrix we've been getting for years. And then he has two guns on the outside of the shoulders. These do come off, though I'm not going to... Okay, I'll try and pull them off. They do come off and can be hand-carried in use. Seriously. They can be hand-carried. Prime, stop making a liar out of me. Fine, they can be hand-carried on the bottom. The next accessory is this blue Energon Axe, which can be mounted on the back and then hand-carried in either hand during use. Now, there is another Optimus Prime figure coming that has the figure's hand opening up, and it's like he's grabbing a ball, or this ball, and then the axe appears out of it. Now, the axe itself, it's got a 3.5mm jack, or port on it. So you can go ahead and, well, put anything in there, like a gun or another axe if you want. The last accessory is this stupid thing. This is supposed to be plugged into the back of Prime's, backpack, and it plugs in and just sits there. Falls off all the time. It's meant for being mounted on the grill in vehicle mode, but this is the only place you could store it. And it sucks. It falls off every time I pick up the damn figure. And while not technically an accessory, I'm counting the crotch armor as an accessory simply because mine just pops off. Like, you could just get your finger in there and it just falls right off. Now, yes, that makes the figure look really weird, but why did they make this like an armor that goes up and down? It's so strange. Yes, it goes up for the transformation, but I don't get it. It definitely looks better with the armor on, though. This figure is pretty darn posable. Head is on a ball joint. There is a shoulder butterfly joint. Then the figure's shoulder goes all the way around. And as soon as you move the shoulder upwards, the figure detaches from its midsection, but that shoulder can go all the way around like that. Then it has in and out movement. There is a thigh swivel, a bend at the elbow, and then swivel above that, and then the fists swivel. There is torso swivel, though it's more like upper abdomen swivel. Legs can kick forward and can kick back, and the knees bend over 90 degrees, and there is toe articulation and an ankle rocker at 90 degrees. Now, in that little posability jaunt that I just did, you could see some of the problems that I have with this figure in robot mode. One, his upper torso does not stay pegged in. I don't know what it is about the plastic. These pegs should probably be a little bit longer. This is that nylon plastic, I think, and that's trying to go into these holes here, and, well, it just doesn't line up well. Also, my figure is real floppy. These shoulders are pretty loose. The chest doesn't stay pegged in all that well, and it flops about. The head flops around way too easily. The hips are okay-ish. I went in and kind of just really gave them what for. But then the thigh swivels are ridiculously loose. I mean, they can't even hold the figure up in most cases. Knees, perfectly fine. Feet, fine. But all the floppity bits make it a real pain in the keister to pose. But you can get some great poses out of this thing. This being a deluxe class figure, it's going to be shorter than all the other primes that have been released recently. Though, funnily enough, it does scale a little bit bigger than recent deluxe class releases. Now, one thing it can do as part of the transformation is it can do the, hey, I can't see my head, That is pretty funny, and I do like that little joke from the trailer. But as you saw, all I did was turn the head around, flatten it out, and then push it back. Come to the backpack, and then flip that up and turn it around. Come to the shoulders and kind of pull them out like that, and then turn them. Take the entire upper torso, unpeg it, and reach inside and flip down the grill of the vehicle mode. Take the hips, turn them around 180 degrees. Now, for the arms, this is where things get a little bit fiddly. You butterfly them out, then fold them in and down. So, again, butterfly the shoulder out, fold the entire piece in, and then flip the shoulders down like that, and straighten out the arms. Now down to the legs. Take the toes, fold them in. Come inside the legs and push these panels out and around to the other side. These will form the wheels. So just do that. And then before we combine the legs together, grab the axe and slide it into the slot that's just above the knee guard. And then peg all of that together. So that stores the axe for you. Come to the top of the figure and fold the top down and snap it into place. Then, and this is the part that I absolutely hate, bring the hips back underneath like that. Push the crotch armor up as far as it'll go. Then swing the legs up and back. And this is where things really start to get stupid, because the crotch guard gets in the way and you have to tuck it in behind the ball of the axe. Finally, come down and just get everything straightened out, and the axe will sometimes pop out, so I'm just going to leave it off to the side for now. And the shoulders, there are little peg holes on the shoulders that will peg into the front of the grill. And then bring the fists and have them grab onto these gray pieces that are on the legs. And this is where the fiddliness really starts, because the hips don't peg into place when you flip them up underneath the cab. And I have so much trouble with this because the legs, being so loose, have a tendency to flop about. He's supposed to just grab onto these things like he's sledding. And then the forearms peg into these little red pegs that are coming off the hips. And that's pretty much it, except for this piece, which gets pegged in right here. And I got that pegged in wrong. I had it upside down again. It gets pegged in there, and that gets pegged in there. And then we peg it in from the part that it popped out of, and pray to Primus that this thing holds together. I don't hate the look of this alt mode, but I think the execution of the transformation is bad. You end up with a super fiddly alt mode that just wants to fall apart. I absolutely despise the fact that the arms don't transform at all, and they just grab onto the legs like some kind of weird toboggan or sled. The alt mode itself, the truck mode, it's not a bad design. It's just really poorly executed with this figure. There is a simpler version of Optimus Prime coming out later in the year where the arms actually, the fists fold up into the forearms, and then the forearms fold up into the back of the cabin, or the cab. I think that is going to work much better, and from the aesthetic standpoint. Getting the figure transformed back into robot mode isn't hard, but getting him to let go of these pegs is... I really am worried I am just going to snap these pegs off at some point, because look at how much that's flexing. No small child is going to be able to do that. I don't hate this figure. I hate to be so negative on the first toy that I'm getting a hold of from Transformers 1. I'm looking forward to the movie. I would like to see the movie. But this toy is... problematic, and it really feels like it was built to a very low budgetary point. There's some engineering decisions, and the lack of plastic here and there make me wonder if the budget for this guy wasn't nearly as high as it should be. But that's just conspiracy theory on my part. I don't know for sure. I have no real evidence for that. That's just the way it feels. There's some good here. There really is. I love the robot mode. I love the way it looks. I love the fact that it is posable as it is. But the lack of a decent transformation with a really kind of weird alt mode is a bummer. But this is definitely a transformer that's more better. Yes, better in robot mode than anything else. Also, I don't care for these accessories, and I hate this, but there's nothing I can do about it. And why didn't he come with a gun? Like, seriously, why didn't Optimus Prime come with his ion blaster? I don't know. Megatron's going to have a gun, that's for sure. All right, folks, what did you think of TF1 Optimus Prime / Orion Pax? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.